saying that black people cannot be racist does not take away the fact that black folk can be racist, but instead it just justifies the racism coming from black folk. Simple as that. I mean, you can create language till the damn cows come home as far as, well, it's a system as opposed to individualized. You could talk about critical race theory and all these other concepts. It does not change the reality that you are indeed being a racist. Now, back in the day, I would have bought into some of this and I would have said, okay, maybe you're not being racist, but you sure are being an asshole. And is that necessary? In more cases than not, absolutely not. But now, no, I'm not going to sugarcoat it for anybody. I'm not going to cater to somebody's emotions just because they want to act a certain way and get away with it. It would be the same vice versa. I done told a whole lot of people who look nothing like me to stop bullying somebody who looks nothing like me. You understand me? I'm going to step in the gap. If I see a Chinese kid picking on a Japanese kid on the basis of their race, I'm saying, hold on, what the hell is going on here? If I know the people, right? I'm not just about to get in anybody's business, but if these are my boys, I'm going to make sure to get in between that. And so that's why I bring up this subject, is I see so much bullying taking place, and it's gotten beyond the place of just, this little cyberbullying. I've seen genuine threats being made on the basis of this on a regular basis, where people are essentially saying, I don't care if you take your own life, etc., because you're whitey and it doesn't mean anything. The devaluation of life on the basis of race, which I think is the most extreme version of racism, right? And so, I want to unpack this first idea of, well, it's a power dynamic. It's the system of racism. So first we have to get down to what exactly do we mean by power? Because this is always an excuse that's used. Well, it's the power structure. We ain't got nothing. We don't own nothing. Therefore, we cannot be racist. Only those who own can be racist. Well, look, I moved to a small town not too long ago. I'm not going to name which one because y'all don't need to be in my business like that. I moved to a small town. And, I still had some of these preconceived notions that, I might face a little more racism, whatever it is, right? Guess what? I didn't. I'm surrounded by white folks over here. There's a lot of white folks in a lot of these little, small rural areas. And I've been chilling out here. Now, the thing I've also observed is, I'm still looking for this white privilege that I hear about all the time. I'm still looking for, again, these are white folks. I'm talking about where they make white people. Like, this is them right here. This is like, it's a factory for white folks out here. And I'm looking around me and I'm like, okay, so, where's the white privilege? Because I came from the Bay Area. So I was surrounded by every ethnicity of people. A lot of Asian folks, whether it's East Asian, South Asian, like everybody was down there. You understand me? White people might have been a minority. The Hispanic folks were plethora. So I came from the Bay, 17 to 18 years in the Bay Area. And, I was kind of looking for the white privilege there. There wasn't very much of it. You understand me? I was looking for it and I didn't find it. I saw rich white people, but I saw richer Asian folks. I saw rich white people, but I saw richer Indians. Like, I saw rich white folks, but I saw richer Peruvian families, or at least at the same level. So I move out here and I'm thinking to myself, okay, surely this is where they must be hiding, their power structure. And all I see is lower middle class, some low class. You understand me? I'm talking about on the streets type of folks, or close enough to the streets. Looks like they built their own homes in some of these cases, right? When you go into the outskirts of the small town. And it's interesting for me because, again, we've created this narrative and pushed this narrative so far that we've lost all humanity. And we can't see that maybe, just maybe, there are other individuals who look nothing like me that are going through the same pains, the same struggles, the same adversity that I am, or even worse off. That might just be the case, right? I had a homeboy at an old church that I used to go to, and if you compared me and his backgrounds, traditionally speaking, or stereotypically, I'm not even gonna say tradition because it's not tradition. Black tradition in America is actually two-parent household and, having a family and community. That's the actual roots here. That's the grassroots. But, if you spoke of stereotypes, This white boy right here, you look at him again, real white boy. He was raised in a poor single mother household. Mother was hooked on this and that. He had to basically fend for himself. You understand me? He was out in them streets doing whatever was necessary in order to make things work. That was his life story. Meanwhile, I'm over here, melanated, obviously not melanin deficient, as some of y'all like to say. And my life looks like what most people are calling white privilege. Two parents in a household. They did everything they could to make things work in every way they could, right? Did their best to raise us with values, morals, integrity, etc., to make sure that we weren't given over to this degenerate culture that has been presented to us here, just not in America alone, but in the entire Western world. And now obviously that's being spread and promoted. But if you looked at our stories, yet, again, we go back to this, but it's a structural thing. It's a structural thing. The white man. And again, I'm like, okay, so let's look at the greater structure. Let's look at the structure. Okay. So, all right. So do we do it, just by the entire nation? Because the marker always shifts. And this is the thing I do not appreciate about the argument when it comes to, I guess you could say the far left, or the what we call the woke ideology, right? There's a reason we use that verbiage, is because it's something that they used, and essentially it flipped on its own head. Woke was not a statement that was made by anybody outside of this specific quote unquote progressive group of individuals who are looking to break down the current systems and to create some sort of Marxist quote unquote utopia, right? That's what that's about. So these individuals are constantly moving the marker to say, well, no, it's not that power structure. So I'll say, okay, so there's wealthy black people. Does that not count? Does it not count that, let's say, Tyler Perry exists, right? And a multitudes of Tyler Perrys and, Bob Johnsons and, the Roberts, or the Magic. Do these people not count? Well, no, because they're just the anomaly. So then I'm like, okay, let's go per capita. If you go into the white population, they would be the anomaly too. Angelina Jolie is the anomaly, right? I don't know, the studio exec, that's the anomaly within the white population. Well, that's not the same, because technically, they're just being propped up by the white man. Okay, so now we're going to discredit them for the sake of creating this argument. You get what I'm saying? Like, you can't win with this damn circle jerk that folks like to get into when it comes to this issue, when you really face it head on. So, okay, does, I don't know, governance matter? Okay, so what about the cities who have, let's say a black mayor, black police chief, black head of city council? So, well, no, but they're just put there by the white man. Okay, so you can never win with this. Basically, it does not matter. You could have the president black, everybody around him black. It's still a white supremacist system, and it's always going to be that. And the reason why is because these individuals who have this sort of ideology are using it as a scapegoat to perpetuate their own ideology, which is this, pro-Marxist or neo-Marxist mentality. They want to break down these social structures so they can build it in an image and likeness of their own. It's a lazy form of getting attention, if I want to simplify. It's a lazy form of getting attention. Instead of building yourself up, building competence, becoming somebody in the world, you say, I am a victim, I am oppressed, look at everything that's happening to me, look at what everybody else is doing to me. The white man is the enemy, because you always need an enemy. If you're going to have that paradigm, the Marxist paradigm, you need a oppressed and an oppressor. So the easiest way to get to that end point, or that end game, is to say, well, oppressed is, first it was, I'm black, I'm oppressed. Then it became, I'm a person of color. Then it became, I am a marginalized person, right? The group grew as people wanted to join that group. So now you could just be somebody who is lightly melanated, not even melanated, but you have another subsect of what you ascribe yourself to ethnocentrically. Then you end up having, well, I cut my joint off. I cut my genitalia off. So now I'm part of the group as well, right? I'm L, I'm a G, I'm a B, I'm a T, I'm a Q. Oh, I'm an I, oh, I'm an A. This is how this thing is formulated. And so now this entire group, this entire subsect of individuals who are far too lazy to step out of that paradigm, or so deeply conditioned, are dealing with so much trauma. I don't just want to make it so simplified, because I know there's folks out there who, oh, so you're just victim blame. No. I understand. You've been through your trauma. You've been through what you've been through, but now you're projecting that pain onto the rest of the world. You're using that as a scapegoat, right? And I do say laziness because it's not just lazy as far as, oh, I don't want to do nothing, but it's as far as I don't want to introspect. I don't want to look at where I contributed to something or did not contribute. You know, instead of saying, did I do what was necessary to get this opportunity and to be the person for an opportunity? I can just say, well, racism, you know, white supremacy. It was the white man. The white man, if it wasn't for the system of white supremacy, then I would be where I want to be. Somebody left a comment recently on one of my videos. What they say? They said, oh, it's not gonna help you siding with white supremacy. I said, me discounting white supremacy as to why you are where you are or aren't where you are is not siding with white supremacy. Siding with white supremacy is saying, we need white supremacy, we need more of it. No, instead I say, to hell with it. Just like with racism, I understand racism exists and people can be racist or bigoted or whatever. People can be very short-sighted. People can be very ignorant. People can be very stupid, right? And have such ideologies and belief systems. But I'm not going to allow that to stop me from doing what I'm going to do in my life. And I'm not going to pass that message forward to anybody else I'm going to speak to. Why would I do that? What's the point? What are you getting from that? Like, besides the affection, the admiration, the attention of a subsect of people, the belonging that comes from giving yourself over to these sorts of belief systems, it's like this religion of yours. Besides that, you really get nothing from it. And it's only once you get tired of not getting results do you actually start to change. Like, you only stop perpetuating the self-victimhood, right? I'm not saying people don't get victimized. I'm saying self-perpetuated victim. Oh, woe is me. The world's against me. Look at everything going on in my life. Somebody else's fault. You only get over that once you're tired of not getting results. That's what I've realized. When the pain outweighs the pleasure, it's like, man, to hell with this. I don't give a damn about being a part of this damn group no more. I want something different in my life. I want my life to change. You know, the moment I stop blaming, well, I can't, the reason why my platforms won't grow is because of the algorithm or this, or, the system. I mean, it's set up against me. When I stop making excuses and start taking action, ooh, hello. Let me run that back one more time. The burp had the burping. The burp got the burping right now. When I stopped making excuses, I started taking action. Simple as that. Okay, if the algorithm works in this way, then how do I work within that algorithm? How do I figure, the algorithm is just what people are actually wanting to watch. Okay, so what resonates with me most that is going to resonate with the audience? How do I make sure I'm communicating in a way that's the most effective? Okay, let me work on my craft. Okay, I put a video out. This one got, 10 people watched. This one, 100 people. What was the difference between the two, right? And how do I remain authentic in all of it? That's always been the thing for me. And honestly, that's been my entire formula for everything is just be real. Just say everything exactly how you feel about it. Just say it exactly how you've researched, exactly how the facts say it. That's why a guy like Thomas Sowell is so popular, because he was simply common sense. He's a common sense man. Simple as that. He's saying things that are, and he's an economist. He's a professor. He's an intellect. So he is going directly from just the stats. He's reading the statistics and he's reading them out. Some people don't like it. Some people love it. Most people don't like it because it points back to individual. It points back to personal agency. It points back to personal responsibility. But for a guy like me in a place like I am, it served me to know that, okay, so if I just take the necessary steps, if I learn how to do something in the proper way, or if I stop doing certain things and start doing other things, then I'm going to get a different result. That is empowerment. That's empowerment. Not blaming the white man. Not being racist towards the white man and then trying to safeguard myself in some sort of way, right? That's not what's going to do it. Oh, but the white man is this. Oh, whitey did it. What? Like, why are we regressing? Why are we trying to go back? Where are we trying to go? We're trying to go back to pre-1964. We're trying to go all the way back. For what? There's nothing back there. There is nothing back there. We continue to move forward in this dynamic. And, again, the less excuses you make, the more action you take. I've seen it's a direct correlation. The more energy you actually have. Because a lot of folks, they waste their life on complaining and blaming and woe was me. They waste their entire lives and then they become even more resentful. You get to the end of your life, you're even more resentful. And I don't want that for me, and I don't want it for you. As simple as that. That's why I continue to talk that talk. I don't want that for you. I'll be damned if I'm not going to tell you the truth. If I had the ability to tell you the truth that was actually going to guide you in the right direction, but I don't do that, I'll be damned. I can't go to sleep at night. That's why I do this every single day. I literally cannot go to sleep at night without telling the whole truth the way it is. And the truth is, yes, black folk can be racist, and it's holding black folk back. It's holding anybody back who's in that mentality, because you're short-sighted, short-minded. Open yourself up. You might just very well find a game that you need to get to the next place. Wisdom, intellect, understanding from a person who looks nothing like you. But you're too busy talking about whitey, white supremacy, the system is against me, as opposed to asking, how did you do it? Oh, glad you asked. Come with me. Come with me. Hail Mary. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Till the next time. Peace.
I used to be afraid of the dark, place unknown like a heart in their heart. I used to see my life in the bar. Now the kids unchained, every shackle is lost. 2 steps in the moonlight, 2 step in the daytime. You just know when it feel right. You got a feeling the time's not. See you through those shades that I just threw on. Through my lenses, you just can't do no wrong. I fell in love with myself again. I fell in love with myself. I fell in love with the sunshine. I fell in love with the light. I fell in love with the full moon. I fell in love with the night. I can see